G'day, Tyson Golder from Golder's Toowoomba, Roma and T-Bone in Longreach. I'm here today for a bit of Tyson Golder's common sense. So one of the things I want to talk to about today, and I've spoken to about it before, is we probably got to do the opposite of what we feel like. So number one, we've got to eat a variety of greens in our diet. And if you go to the average servo, you see young fellas, they're just getting something out of the hot box. I mean, that's actually living on borrowed time. So one of the things that we can do is just make sure at least one of our meals is a high amount of vegetables. And also don't forget, veggies aren't veggies because they're growing fast. They used to, do things like they would fallow paddocks and they would just rest the soil. Now sometimes they grow one or even two crops a year, so the nutrients in the vegetables are not there. And your general health, like the government obviously pays for a lot of testing in that, but the government decides what they pay for and what they don't. So the number one thing, I don't think the system is based around wellness. I think the system is based around you not being sick, and there's a big difference. And don't worry, I'm on this journey and I don't have all the answers. All I know is that from 100 years ago, or when slow farming was done, you would have to eat 3 times as much vegetables today to get the same nutrient value. So that's massive. You think you're eating a balanced diet, but it may not be, because no one tests what's in the vegetables. And the variety of vegetables give you different minerals and different benefits. So the variety, and that's the thing that we don't do. We have 2 or 3 vegetables and we just live off those. So that means we only get 2 or 3 sort of vitamin groups and so forth. So number one, don't think that if you're just doing the normal health thing that you're doing wellness. You're probably just not doing sickness. So there's a big difference. And I think the whole area of wellness is going to grow, and I think there should be micro testing done. And some of the latest research is that they're picking up, things like cancers and that. Some of these top people in their field will pick it up 10 years ahead of when it's going to cause problems. So wouldn't that be great to know? So definitely, if you're interested in your health and you're getting that sort of age where you are, look for great wellness professionals, and look for testing that's not about being sick but about being well. And exercise. I mean, if someone, and we all hate exercise. I hate exercise. I'm not an exercise fanatic, but I like what it does. And even if it's just maintenance exercise, so that's probably half an hour 3 times a week. You might start with 5 minutes 3 times a week. You might start with 1 minute if you can't do any more, but slowly build up. And if you have a bad day, just go, okay, today I'm doing half of what I normally do. And that's a pretty good deal. Most people will take that half of what would normally do. Great. And that gets you through stopping on those crappy days. As a psychologist once said, put your shoes on, you're halfway there. So also, if you know you're not going to do it, and I realistically know if I'm not doing it with someone, I'm not going to do it as far as exercise, sign up in a group if you want to keep the cost down, or do one-on-one with personal trainers, exercise physiologists, even, the yoga, Pilates. There's great instructors out there. Just sign up, and then if you do it with someone and you're paying for it, you'll normally turn up. But one of the statistics I heard about, or the statements, was that at the turn of the century, not this last one, the one before there, 120, 30 years ago, on average, we were doing 15 kilometers a day in the type of exercise the average person would do. Huge amount of, it doesn't mean everyone was doing 15 kilometers, but you might have been using a manual washing machine. You might be walking. You might be doing a lot of physical work. So, yeah, we really need to get that exercise well and truly under control. And for people that are retired, or that's all they need to do. Start with a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and then hopefully build up to half an hour. It's got to be age appropriate. Don't think you're going and doing crazy stuff. And also weights, all of the research on weights is that weights are so good for us to lift. Now, we're not talking about barbells and wrecking yourself. We're talking about age appropriate weights that you start very small and then you build up to a reasonable thing, because I really don't think there is such a thing as having to be retired and then being in the situation you have to move out of your own home. I just don't think. I think if we're doing the crucial things, providing there's no, major big health event, but even if you want to stave off those health events, exercise, eating really well, watch the foods and so forth that can really sort of feed cancers and stuff like that.